The mystery of the echoing light. Liora Astralis stood at the shimmering threshold of the realm of echoes, feeling the familiar pull of adventure stirring in her soul. This time, something was different. The echo that called to her was neither playful nor grand. It was subtle, a whisper rather than a song, a mystery waiting to be unraveled. She turned to Vesperus and Aurelith, expecting them to follow as they always did. But Aurelith merely gave her a small nod, and Vesperus grinned. "This one is for you, Liora," Vesperus said, twirling lazily in the air. "Go and see what awaits." Liora hesitated. "Alone?" Aurelith tilted his head slightly. "Not for long." Before she could ask what he meant, the echo took her. Liora found herself standing on a narrow bridge of crystal and light, suspended over an endless expanse of swirling indigo mist. The sky above was a vast canvas of prismatic stars, shifting and shimmering like distant dreams. Beneath her, the mist moved as if it were alive, pulsing in slow, rhythmic waves. It was not the celestial ocean. This was something else, something she had never seen before. And then she saw it. In the distance, far beyond the bridge, a single glowing light flickered, pulsing gently, as if calling to her. She took a careful step forward. The bridge hummed beneath her feet. Then another. As she walked, she felt something stir in the mist below, shapes shifting, whispering. She couldn't make out the words, but she knew they were important. Then, a voice. "You are walking in the footprints of 1,000 stories." Liora spun around. A figure stood at the far end of the bridge, half shrouded in the mist. It was unlike any creature she had met before. Its form seemed to shift between feathered and furred, winged and scaled, a being of the echoes themselves. Its eyes were deep and endless, filled with constellations. "Who are you?" she asked, both wary and curious. The being stepped closer, the mist curling around its feet. "A traveler like you." Liora studied them. "Are you here to guide me?" A chuckle, soft as wind through leaves. "Perhaps, but the path is yours to walk." She glanced back at the distant flickering light. "Do you know what that is?" The being tilted its head. "Only one way to find out." Liora smiled. "Then let's go." Together they walked. The bridge stretched endlessly, shifting beneath their steps, its crystalline surface humming with every footfall. The mist below stirred, and for the first time, Liora saw shapes forming, scenes from forgotten stories, echoing across the vastness. A warrior standing in golden fields, a musician playing a song that wove colors into the air, a child reaching for a star and plucking it from the sky like a fruit. "Are these memories?" she asked. The being beside her nodded. "Fragments of lives lived, stories untold. The echoes are not just places, they are reminders. Liora reached out, and as her fingers brushed the mist, a small scene unfolded. Herself, on the day she first stepped into the celestial ocean, laughing as she realized she could walk on its waves. She gasped, "I remember this." "The echoes remember you too," the being said. "Everything leaves an imprint. Every step, every word, every dream." Liora's heart swelled with wonder, but before she could say anything else, the light ahead flared brightly. The bridge came to an abrupt end, but before them was no abyss. It was a doorway, not a solid one, but a shimmering veil of stardust and possibility, shifting between colors, glowing with an energy that felt both ancient and new. Liora stepped closer, feeling its warmth. She turned to her companion. "Is this the end?" The being's form flickered, its shape shifting one last time. Then it solidified. Liora gasped as she recognized the golden glow, the steady eyes, the familiar presence. "Aurelith?" He gave her a knowing smile. "You are starting to understand, aren't you?" She stared at him, realization dawning. "It was you! This whole time!" Aurelith simply nodded. Liora's mind spun. He had guided her, challenged her, led her through the mystery, and yet he had let her discover it on her own. She looked at the glowing doorway. "What's on the other side?" Aurelith's gaze was steady. "Another story." Liora turned back to the veil of light, took a deep breath, and stepped through. When she emerged from the echo, she found herself back at her ship. The celestial ocean stretched before her, stars twinkling in welcome. She turned to see Vesperus lounging nearby, spinning tiny galaxies between their fingers. Aurelith stood beside them, his usual composed expression softened by something that almost looked like amusement. "I have to tell you about what just happened," Liora blurted, her excitement bubbling over. Vesperus grinned. "Oh, we know." Liora frowned. "No, really. It was incredible. There was a bridge of crystal and a mist of stories, and—" She paused, narrowing her eyes. "Wait, what do you mean, you know?" Aurelith chuckled. "Because we've all walked that path before." Liora's breath caught. She looked at them both, 1,000 questions racing through her mind. "How many layers are there?" she whispered. Vesperus leaned forward, their grin widening. "As many as there are dreams in the universe." Liora's heart pounded with excitement. Somewhere out there, more mysteries waited. More stories whispered in the echoes. More adventures called her name. She smiled. She was ready. Liora Astralis, Into the Unknown, Where the Ship Follows. Liora Astralis stood at the edge of the celestial ocean, feeling the pull of the echoes like the tide of the universe calling her name. Each adventure had led her deeper, unraveling mysteries, introducing her to the eternal whispers of stories woven into the very fabric of existence. But this time, something felt different. There was a new pull, stronger, more ancient. It thrummed in her bones like a forgotten melody waking inside her. She turned to Aurelith and Vesperis, who stood beside her. "You feel it, don't you?" she asked. Aurelith's golden eyes gleamed. "This echo is beyond what you've known." Vesperis grinned. "And this time you won't go alone." Liora tilted her head. "You're coming with me?" Vesperis laughed. "Not us." A soft hum vibrated through the air. The celestial ocean shimmered, and above them, the stars rippled like water disturbed by a stone. Then, a light flared in the distance. It wasn't an echo. It was her ship. It wasn't supposed to be here. The ship could not enter the echoes, could not pass beyond the veil of dreaming and memory that made up this realm. And yet, it had come. Leora's breath caught as she saw its familiar golden hull, the constellation markings along its side pulsing with energy. It called to her, the same way the echoes did. Her ship had found the way in. "How?" she whispered in awe. Vesperis floated backward, arms folded behind their head, watching the scene unfold with a knowing smile. "The echoes always expand for those who are ready," Aurelith said. "And you, Liora Astralis, are ready." Liora turned back toward her ship, her heart pounding with exhilaration. Then she stepped forward, and the echo took her. Liora expected the usual transition, the shift from one reality to another in a shimmer of sound and light. But this time, it felt different. She wasn't just entering an echo, she was traveling through it. The world around her bent, twisted, unraveled into spirals of stardust and golden waves, shifting in impossible directions. For a moment, she felt weightless, neither in space nor in the echoes, but somewhere in between. Then, she was aboard her ship. She gasped. The walls hummed with energy. The control panels flickered like stars blinking in the night. She could feel her ship's presence around her, like a silent watcher, aware of her in a way it had never been before. "You came for me," she whispered, running a hand along the curved walls. The ship thrummed, answering in a language of motion and vibration. It was alive in the echo, just as she was. Through the wide observation window, she saw the world outside, a vast sea of galaxies and drifting islands of crystalline mist, suspended in an endless twilight. This was not just an echo. This was the deep beyond, a place no explorer had reached before, a place where echoes formed. The ship moved without her command, drawn by something unseen. Liora let it guide her, watching as they glided through fields of floating luminescent flora, their petals unraveling in slow cosmic spirals. Ahead, a structure loomed, a temple made of woven starlight and glass, its shape shifting slightly as though caught between moments. It radiated warmth, not in temperature, but in feeling. It was ancient. It was waiting. She stepped out of the ship onto a bridge of light, her boots touching the surface with no resistance, as if she were walking on woven dreams. The ship remained close, its presence steady at her back. As she moved forward, glyphs on the temple surface began to glow. She traced a finger along the patterns, and at her touch, the echo spoke. The temple trembled, its glass-like walls vibrating like the strings of an unseen instrument. Then a voice deep as the cosmos itself. You who walk with the echoes, you who bring the ship of stars, what do you seek? Liora took a steadying breath. I seek to understand. The glyphs flickered, the voice humming in response. Then stepped forward, traveler of echoes. Let the past and the future weave through you. The ground beneath her shimmered, and in an instant she was not alone. Figures surrounded her, beings of pure light, their forms shifting between humanoid and celestial. They moved gracefully, their voices blended into a melodic hum. One stepped forward, eyes gleaming with the same wisdom she had seen in Aurelith's. The echoes are more than stories. They are the fabric of existence itself. Every adventure, every mystery, every tale that lingers in the heart of the universe. We are their keepers. Liora's breath hitched. Then, what is my place in this? The being smiled. You are the bridge. The word sent a shiver down her spine. You walk between the space. The traveler, the storyteller, the one who carries the whispers of the echoes to the waking world. A realization settled over her. This was her purpose, not just to explore, but to remember, to share, to let the echoes live through her. Behind her, her ship thrummed again, its energy pulsing in agreement. She turned, running a hand along its hull. You've always known, haven't you? The ship's lights pulsed an unspoken yes. Liora turned back to the beings of light. Then I'm ready. The temple flared, the world shifting again, and suddenly she was weightless, falling upward into the stars. The deep beyond had more to show her, and she would go wherever it led. When Liora finally emerged from the echo, she found herself standing atop her ship, gazing out at the celestial ocean once more. Vesperus and Aurelith were waiting, watching her with quiet smiles. You found it, Aurelith said. Liora nodded. The deep beyond, the realm of first light. Vesperus's eyes sparkled. And? Liora exhaled slowly, feeling the weight of revelation settle into her soul. I understand now. She looked at them both. Why I was called here. What the echoes truly are, and what I must do. Vesperus laughed, twirling in the air. Oh, this is getting exciting. Aurelith nodded solemnly. And the ship? Liora smiled, resting a hand on its hull. It's with me now, everywhere I go. The ship pulsed in agreement. Aurelith stepped forward. Then you are no longer just an explorer. His golden eyes met hers. You are a keeper of the echoes. The words sent a thrill through Liora's soul. She looked back toward the horizon where the stars shimmered, where new stories waited, where the echoes whispered of adventures yet to come, and she was ready. This was only the beginning.